Sustaining awareness of professional ethics for accountants. And I would like to introduce our moderator, Mrs. Juwita Agustrisna, SAMSE. Mrs. Juwita is a lecturer in accounting study program at Universitas Sumatera Utara. She got her bachelor's in management and master's degree in accounting from Universitas Sumatera Utara. Mrs. Juwita teach introduction to accounting, financial management, management accounting, and advanced accounting. To Mrs. Juwita S. Agustrisna, SAMSE, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Alisa. First of all, I would like to thank to our speaker and lecturer for today, the Honorable Mr. Irsan Nasution, SAMSE, AKTA M.Ak IPSAS, ACPA KRMO for fulfilling our invitation. And thank you to Dr. Rina Bukit, SAMSE AKCA, and Ibu Risanti, SAMSE AKCA, as the head and the secretary of accounting in the graduate program, and also all participants of today's event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Very warm greetings to all the participants and the audiences here for this session. And I'm more than grateful to stand here and welcome you to the session. I am Juwita Agustrisna, shall be walking you through the session. And before we begin the session, I would like to introduce you to our honorable lecturer by reading his CV. Mr. Irsan Nasution, SAMSE AKCA M.Ak IPSAS ACPA QRMO, is an accounting practitioner. He was a business process and system procedures manager of PT PP London Sumatera Tbk and PT Indo Agri. He's also an auditor in KAP, MNK and Partners Yogyakarta, and also an audit committee in Universitas Sumatera Utara. He's also a lecturer in Universitas Panchabudi. He obtained his bachelor degree from Faculty of Economics USU in 1992, EMBA from Asian Institute of Management, Philippines in 2007, master degree from Trisakti University, Jakarta in 2018, and his doctoral degree in accounting from Faculty of Economics USU in 2023. Mr. Irsan Nasution involved in several organizations, such as Ikatan Akuntan Indonesia Sumut as the Vice Secretary, Majelis Ulama Indonesia Sumut as the Secretary for Commission of Foreign Relations and International Corporation. Mr. Irsan Nasution has gained some certifications such as Register Negara Akuntan, Chartered Accountant, Certified in International Public Sector Accounting Standards, Asian Chartered Professional Accountant, and Qualified Risk Management Officer. And finally, we're going to listen to a lecture from Mr. Irsan Nasution about the understanding and awareness of professional ethics for accountants. And the time is yours, Mr. Irsan Nasution.
Thank you, Ibu Juwita Agustrisna.
You're welcome.
Can I share my screen from my computer?
Yes, you can, Mr.
Oh, can you volume up your microphone, sir? We cannot really hear your voice.
Oh, sorry. Just a minute. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sir.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning and good afternoon to everyone. Sawadee-krap, konnichiwa, subodapur, namaskar, suba dafasak for every one of you. It's very good time for me to be with you today in this afternoon. Even though some of you still in the morning, like in Pakistan, and probably I also saw one from Sri Lanka. Okay, but most of us now already in the afternoon, and I think it's also good time for take a nap. But well, today just together in this room, just keep our nap, and hopefully this presentation, my sharing today can keep you wake up, and also at the end of the presentation can contribute something to your mind. Okay, as already introduced by Ibu Juwita Agustrisna, my name is Irsan, and my current position in Institute of Indonesia Chartered Accountant, or in Indonesia known as IAI or IAI, is as Vice Secretary for Chapter North Sumatra. I'll skip the slide. Okay, I'll start our time today or this afternoon. I'll start with one story. The story is about how. Can you follow my voice? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, thank you. So it's about student and a lecture. One night, 4 college kids were partying and enjoying their night. They didn't mind that they had a test the next day, so they stayed late and didn't bother studying. The following day, they come up with a plan on how to skip their test. They covered themselves in grease and dirt and went to the lecturer office. They explained that they had attended a wedding the previous night, but had to push the car back to the campus on the way back because of flat tire. The lecturer listened to the story carefully and offered to take a retest instead 3 days later. Of course, they will happy because this is what they want. So the boys accepted the offer, laughed, and thanked the lecturer. On the day of the retest, the lecturer placed all 4 of them in separate rooms. They were all okay with it since they already studied for the exams. When they saw the test, it only had 2 questions. The first question with 1 point is just fill the name. And the second test is which tire burst? It's 99 points. And they only had to answer front left, front right, back left, or back right. Back right. Okay, so they try to make a trick into their lecture, but then they already in a very difficult situation. What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is always think before you act. Be responsible and own up to your action. This is I start the ethic explanation to the ethic class by telling the story. So we can see that how the student tried to play a trick to the lecturer, but later on the lecturer played a trick with them, asked them to checking their honesty, because the 99%, the 99 point come from the story they just tried to make. Okay, this is just to start the class today. And before we start, I would like you to use your computer to answer what is ethic. Okay, can you open menti.com, and for when asking for voting code, it's as displayed on the screen. 42044551. Or you can just scan the barcode, the QR code at the right side of the screen. Okay. I want to see your feedback. What is in your mind when someone say something about ethics? Okay. So wrong, right, more to come. Can you see the screen now? The Mentimeter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Still 4 response, 7 respond. Polite, wrong, right, manner, understood. Okay, this is the result. Already 12, 13 response. So when we talk about ethic, it's talking about understood, wrong, manners, moral, principles, behavior, deeds, thing, personality, manner, polite, more and more coming. Okay. Any more response? Okay, very good response. Interacting attitudes, personality, manners, right, ethic is a manner, smart, deeds, diligent, polite, confident, behavior, moral, truth, right, etc. Okay, it's a very good response of you. Thank you very much. Please keep it coming. And sorry. Thank you for the feedback. Now let's see some one video about ethics. What is ethics? Just a minute. I'm sorry. I couldn't click the button to play the video. Can you see the video now?
No, sir. You can see the files, but not the video.
Mr. Irsan, maybe you can send the video to us so the committee can help to share screen the video.
Excuse me, Mr. Irsan.
Okay, from the video, we already got your input about ethics, and also we can see from the video. So the question now is, what is ethics? Ethics refers to the principles and standards that guide our behavior and decisions, helping us determine what is morally right or wrong in various situations. It involves considering the impact of our actions on individuals, society, and the world as a whole. So we can group the ethic into one is responsible, or professional ethic is responsibility for the implementation of the work and the result, and also responsibility on the profession impact on other people's lives or society in general. Where justice requires us to give to everyone what is his right. So the first one is about responsibility on the implementation of work and result, and also responsibility on impact to the other people life, to the other people live. And the secondly is justice, um, to give to everyone what is his right. And another one is autonomy, demands that every professional has and gets freedom in carrying out their profession. Now, the role of ethics in the profession. Firstly is the ethic will have values to regulate life together. And the secondly, uh, the role of ethic in profession is to become its members' guidelines. So by putting ethic as say like as code of ethic or code of conduct, it will become guideline to the member to how to deliver their work, how to deliver their job, and how to coordinate between people, how to communicate, etc. And also the role of ethic in the profession is to mutually agree upon. Okay, now, what is example of ethics in everyday life? So many things we can find ethic in our everyday life, and you respond also. Um, mention some of words like this. The first one is how we we be honest, don't lie. So we just we put honesty as our as our daily life ethics. And be honest, don't lie, be mature, not childish, open-minded in communication, use good nickname, don't call people as you like, but use good nickname to them. For people, use effective and efficient language message, not easily emotional, take the initiative as dialogue opener. So in conversation, you can just start the conversation with other people, um, and well spoken, friendly, polite, wear appropriate clothing according to the situation, behave ourselves. So many things. It's just a sample of ethic we can do. We do in everyday life. And now, for the problems encountered in ethics. Again, there are three group problem you can encounter in ethics. The first one is systematic, include ethical question about the economic, political, legal, and other social system business operate. Another one is corporation, question about the morality of the activity, policies, practices, and organizational structure of the individual company. Now, for the corporation, what's we can find problem in ethic in corporation? Say like bribery. In countries in developing countries like Indonesia, bribery is still a big problem. So in corporation to get the project, sometimes people ask for or kickback or asking for bribery. It's also a problem in ethic happen in the corporation. And for like what happened in Indonesia 2 years ago, we have a big ethic business ethic problem. When people in some area want to open land for plantation, they burn the trees. After burning the trees, then the smoke went to another countries, say like went to Malaysia, went to Singapore, and it's also about ethic. If they have ethic in their business life, of course, there are a good way to open the land. They can use the bulldozer, excavator, instead of burning the trees. So this is a kind of problem encountered in ethics. For individual, the question for the ethic is question that arise about specific individuals in the company, including the morality of decision, the morality of the action, and individual character. So from this, we can see that ethic can happen in a systematic way that affect social system and business operate, come from economic side, political side, legal side, and for the corporation, ethic also how the morality of the activities, how they put their policies, how they do their practices, business practices, how they manage the organizational structure, and for the individual, how the individual act. It's talking about the morality of the individual, how the individual make decision, how do they do the action, and how is their character. This is problem normal we can find in um, in the ethic. Okay. And what benefit will get by the company by putting ethic in their everyday business life? The first one, of course, they will gain the trust of the consumer because by doing the business ethically, it will make the trust of the consumer. The consumer will trust the product. The consumer will trust the services, and by having the trust of the consumer, of course, the company will get loyal consumer. Once the consumer will loyal to the company because the company do their business in a good ethical way. And after having the loyal consumer, it will improve the company's image in the eye of consumer good and how the consumer see the product, how the consumer see the services. And also by doing a good ethic in the company, the benefit is also the product or the services will be better known by the public. And it also, because the product is well known by the public, the service is well known by the public, and the consumer is loyal, of course, it will increase the worker motivation. There is interconnection between how they get the trust, how they get their loyal consumer, and how it impact to the company's image, and how the company better known by the public. It will increase the worker motivation, and at the end, the employees will work hard because they have pride. They have pride for working in such a good company. This is the benefit for the company by putting good ethic in the company. Now, what is professional ethic? Professional ethic is about moral principles and guidelines that govern the behavior and conduct of individuals within a specific profession or business context. It is a subset of ethics that focus on the ethical standard and responsibilities professional must uphold in their interaction with client, college, employer, and general public. See, there is some interconnection. There is a relationship between the professional ethic with the client, with the college, with the employer, and with the general public. Professional ethics also subset of ethics that focus on the ethical standards and responsibilities professionals must uphold in their interaction with client, college, employer, and general public. Again, what professional ethics provide for the framework? Professional ethics will provide framework for ensuring that professionals act responsibly, honestly, and with integrity in their professional practices. These ethical principles help maintain the reputation and the trustworthiness of a profession and promote the well-being and best interests of clients and stakeholders. So, professional, I think, will provide framework for the professional to how they can act responsibly, honestly, and with full integrity in their professional practice. And of course, it will promote the well-being and best interest of client and stakeholders. Another point is about professional ethic. The key element of professional ethic is honesty, integrity, confidentiality, objectivity, competence, respect, responsibility, and compliance with relevant laws and regulation. So it how the worker in show their character by honesty, how they show their integrity, and how they treat the information confidentiality, and how they make decision objectivity, and how they show their competence, how they respect to other people, how they show their responsibility, and again how they comply with all relevant laws and regulation. So many aspects effect by the ethic. It's to ensure that they can act in the best interest of their clients, maintain the public's trust, and contribute to their professional overall integrity and reputation. By doing the key element, they try to ensure that they will act their best interest, and they show it to the client. They maintain public trust, and they can contribute to the profit to the profession overall integrity and to show their reputation. Of course, there will be a violation for the professional ethic if they don't do it correctly. The violations can lead to disciplinary actions, loss of professional licenses, or other legal consequences, depending on the severity of the breach. And this professional ethic refer to the moral principles and guidelines that govern the conduct and behavior of individual within a particular profession to ensure that professional acts responsibly, honestly, and with integrity in their interaction with client, college, the public, and other stakeholders. By doing the professional ethic, it will help to maintain the reputation and trustworthiness of a profession and provide a framework for resolving ethical dilemmas that may arise in the course of work. So, professional ethic start with key element and also to ensure what they have to ensure, and also some violation happen during the practices, and as guideline they can refer the professional ethic to moral principle, etc. And of course at the end it will help to maintain reputation and trustworthiness. This is the definition of professional ethic. Now let's see in our daily life, again in our daily life activity, what professional ethic we can find in our daily life. The first one is honesty and integrity. Being honest and truthful in personal relationship and interaction is essential. Upholding integrity daily means acting by moral principle even when no one is watching. Honesty, integrity. For Muslim, in when we do our fasting during Ramadan, I'm sure everyone will keep their fasting as good as possible, even if they have even if they have possibility to eat and to drink without known by someone else's, they still don't do it. This is to show this is a kind of honesty and integrity. So they don't eat, they don't drink, not just in front of other people, but also even if no one look, because they know that they have to keep the fasting um, until the time for to break the fast. And respect and empathy. Treating others with respect, empathy, and understanding fosters positive relationship and promotes a harmonious society. Recognizing the dignity of every individuals, regardless of their background or belief, is a fundamental aspect of ethical behavior. Respect, just respect to other people, respect to older, respect to the younger. Show your empathy um, without um, without even looking at the background, whether it's the belief or even your family, your friend, just everybody. We show our respect and empathy. This also how we show our ethic in our daily life. The third one is responsibility and accountability. Taking responsibilities for one's action and decision is a hallmark of ethical conduct. Acknowledging mistakes and being accountable for their consequences is essential for personal growth and learning. The fourth one is fairness and justice. Striving for fairness and justice in daily interaction helps ensure that people are treated equitably. This may involve being fair in dividing responsibilities, resources, or opportunities among family, friends, and colleagues. This is how we put our fairness and justice among family, friends, college, and everyone. Fifth one is privacy and confidentiality. We have to keep someone else's privacy. If someone tell you like the story before, when someone tell you something, tell you story, and you have to keep it confidentiality. You have to keep your friend's privacy. Respecting the privacy others and maintaining confidentiality when entrusted with sensitive information are essential aspects of ethical behavior in personal relationship. As accountant, when you do say like you accountant as auditor, when you do audit to your client, whether it's internal client or external client, when you have the data provided by the client, of course, we have to keep the data confidential. Don't share the data to other people because the data is about other people business, other people activities. So keep it confidential. And the sixth one is avoiding harm, taking care not to physically or emotionally or financially harm others in a crucial ethical principles in daily life. This includes refraining from gossiping, bullying, or engaging in actions that could harm others. So this is kind of ethic happen in daily life. How we avoiding harm by avoiding harm, it it will refrain from gossiping, bullying, or engaging in action that could harm others. Next one is caring for the environment. Demonstrating ethical behavior extends to caring for the environment and being mindful of impact of personal action on the planet and future generation. Still want to highlight about Muslim activity when they do the ablution, or in Indonesia we call it wudu. when we do in some places, you can see that when people do the ablution, they just keep the tap open bigly, open widely, so the water pour down very strong. Of course, we can save. We can, if we care for the environment, we just open the tap small. Still, we can do. We still can do the ablution. See, this is a kind of ethic we can do in our daily life. We still can do our activities, but by doing caring the environment. Still, many sample of the caring of the environment for the just the the story the word I mentioned before. How some company uh, do some forest fire to open the land. Instead, of course, they can do. They don't. They can do the. They can stop the forest fire. They can use like heavy equipment like bulldozer, excavator, something like that. This is how they show they are caring for the environment. Responsible use of resources. Using resources wisely and responsibly, such as energy, water, and food, reflects ethical behavior that contributes to sustainability. When you leave the room, you just turn off the light. It's a kind of how we responsible use of resources. Story in Europe, some people go there for holiday, and one day they ate in quite a big restaurant. Three of them. They order so many food because they are starving. They are very hungry. So they order many things, and after all the menu come, they start eating. But after that, they feel full, and they still have some leftover food on the table. They think they cannot finish the food, so they call the waiter. They want to pay, but an old lady next table, after they pay the bill, they want to leave the room. They want to leave the restaurant. But the lady at the next table of them come to the table and said to them, "Finish the room, finish the food." The people not happy because they think that they order the food and they already pay for it. So they said, well, we already pay, so why should we finish the food? What they already say, okay, the money is yours, but the resources is ours. See, you use our resources and don't waste our resources because you cannot finish it. This is and they quite shocked about that. They think that after paying, then they can leave. But then, in that position, if it's happened to us, of course, I think we have to order wisely, and we just order what we can eat. In some restaurant, of course, you already know about that. If you cannot finish your food, you have to pay some amount of money for the leftover. It is a kind of thing you can do to ask people to make ethical act in their daily life. So everybody have to be responsible to use resources they order or they have. Okay, another one is how we lifelong learning and growth, resolving conflict constructively, and how we put our social responsibility, how we care to other people, how to care to the community, how do we care to the environment. Okay, again, I want to share another video about ethic, about the mysteries of life. Let's see the video. Enjoy.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
The video is not working. It's
not
not
working?
playing. It's not playing now.
Okay, okay. I'll share in another way. Sorry.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Video. Is it playing now?
Not yet, sir.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Oh, can you see the video now?
No, sir, it didn't work.
Sorry, can you see the video?
Not yet, sir.
Oh, sorry. How come? Just a minute. Sorry. Can you see the video?
Yes. Yes, it's working
Okay.
now, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The video is playing, but we cannot hear the sound.
Sorry. Can I share the video and can someone else just help me to play the video? I'll send to I'll
Yes,
send
yes, sir.
to the chat box
Okay,
chat
sir.
room.
Right, right. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, actually it worked in my computer. I don't know why I cannot transfer it using the Zoom. Still running.
Okay, sir. We wait.
Ini to Alisa. Oh, say this. Oh, but I'll try again. Where can I click the voice? Can you see the? Can you hear the voice?
Yes, sir. No voice yet, sir.
No voices. Okay, while waiting for the video, I'll continue my presentation. I'll send the video to Alisa. If
Okay, sir.
when it's delivered, please interrupt and please play the video.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. And for the practicing professional ethic in our daily life, the first point is how we build our trust, how we build the trust and respect. In previous screen, we already talked about the trust, about how to show our respect, and or in daily life, in practicing professional ethic, we keep building the trust and respect. Ethical behavior foster trust and respect in personal relationship and communities. When people consistently act with integrity, others are more likely to trust and rely on them. So our integrity is important. Showing our integrity as the feedback, we'll get the trust from other people and rely on them. So leading to more robust, more supportive social network. So the key point for the building trust is our integrity. So our integrity in our daily life, and 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 as the feedback, we'll get the trust from other people. The second one is creating positive role models. Individuals who prioritize ethics daily become positive role models for others. They inspire those around them to follow suit by setting an example of ethical behavior and creating positive change. Actually, as human, since some little kid, they already have their role model. Normally, their role model is their parents, their family, their mother, their father. So, for example, when the kid grow up and the father asks him not to smoke, but the father smoke every day, I don't think the father will be a good or positive role model for the children. When you ask something, show it first. See? And encourage empathy and compassion. It's practicing empathy and compassion towards others help foster more caring and understanding society. Ethical behavior involves considering the well-being and perspective of others, which can lead to increase empathy and support for those in need. How we encourage our empathy, and we can see it will increase and our support to someone who is in need, and promoting social cohesion. Ethical actions contribute to community unity and social cohesion. Treating each other with respect and fairness fosters a supportive environment where individuals are more likely to collaborate and work together for common goals. So by showing that, we by treating other people with respect and with the fairness, as a feedback, we'll have the social cohesion from other people. Next is reducing conflict and resolving disputes. Ethical decision making often involves seeking constructive solution to conflict and dispute. This approach reduces hostility and promotes dialogue, by reducing conflict, we can promote dialogue, leading to more peaceful and harmonious resolution. So many conflicts happen now in this world. In Europe, conflict and come to the war. But actually, if they can sit together and try to find what is the problem and promote dialogue, I'm sure that it will leading to more peaceful and harmonious resolution. But because everyone think they are the right one and the other side must be wrong, and they just force somebody else's to accept that resolution, then conflict always happen. Empowering others. Ethical individual empower others to speak up and ethically, creating an environment that encourage open communication and ethical behavior that makes people feel more confident in expressing their values and standing up for what is right. And next one is safeguarding the environment and resources. Ethical consideration for the environment and responsible resources usage helps protect natural resources for future generation. Like people said that actually these natural resources not belong to us, but belong to our foster children. To our grandchildren. So if we use the resources recklessly, it will destroy the resources. I have a story when I attend youth conference in Miyazaki, Japan, long time ago. We were invited to a big company, and then the president of the organization, president of the company, um, mentioned that in Southeast Asia, like Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, we just do the deforestation. We cut trees and sell to other countries, sell or use some in the in respective countries. But then after his presentation, and we have a dialogue. We discussed that actually when we try to promote to how to save the environment and resources, not just asking people to stop, because there is rules of supply and demand. If demand coming, the supply always try to supply for the demand. It's economic law, right? So I told them, in during the discussion, I told them that please, when you try to promote how to safeguard the environment, stop to do the forestation, stop using wood as your building material. Even some companies use chopstick from wood, but now they use it from plastic or from wood, from bamboo. But at that time, some countries still use chopstick. Instead, why don't you just now like the stainless, the steel from plastic, and stop using wood for building the houses? You can use the concrete, you can use the steel. By doing so, because there is no demand, supply gradually will be stopped. So it's not just we just try to promote stop and stop, but then the demand still coming. It will not not going as we expected. Next is supporting social causes. Practicing social responsibility and actively supporting causes that benefit the community or those in needs can lead to positive change on a larger scale. Ethical actions can address societal challenges and bring about meaningful improvement. Promoting a just and inclusive society, ethical behavior involves treating all individuals and fairly and equally. The commitment to justice and inclusivity helps create a more equitable society where everyone's right and dignity are respected. Again, it's just about it's us an inclusive society and cultivating a sense of fulfillment. Living ethically can lead to a sense of personal fulfillment and purpose, knowing that one's action positively impact others and contribute to a better world can bring a deep understanding of satisfaction and happiness, which is how people practicing professional ethics in their daily life. Um, the video already received. Now for the
Loading, I'm sorry.
still loading. It's a
Yeah.
long story. Okay, now for the sample of professional ethics in workplace. In our workplace, we can show we can how we express our professional ethic. It's by showing respect, by showing our respect to our college, respect to our customer, respect for the company, and also people express their professional ethic in form of honesty, honesty in communication, honesty in work, honesty in reporting. So the professional ethic can be shown through respect, through honesty, through integrity, through accountability, through fairness, and through confidentiality. For the integrity, how they express the integrity, they express the integrity in decision making. They don't want to be influenced by others. After getting all the information needed, then someone will will make a decision, and the decision already considering about many aspects they already received before they make the decision. And integrity, also integrity in work and integrity in relationship. While for accountability, accountability is shown and accountability for action, accountability for mistakes, and accountability for results. For the fairness, fairness is express fairness in treatment, fairness in rewards, and fairness in expectations. Whereas for confidentiality, confidentiality is they keep confidentiality for the information. All the information that should be kept confidential should be treated in confidentiality way, and also confidentiality for of conversation. What you doing conversation, and you just keep the conversation for for yourself, not for others, because probably some of the information is not for public usage, and the final confidentiality is confidentiality of document should be kept in confidentiality way, and not to be shown to the people who don't have privilege to see the documents. Okay, now for what we consider, what things to be considered in business ethics. Point to consider in business ethics, was we have to have self-control, and we have to develop a social responsibility. We have to create healthy competition, and we have to being able to say what is right is right, some people um, just to please other people, they sometimes they say the right is not right, or even they say the wrong is right. But in business ethic, to when we have when we see some information and the information is right, we have to being able to say what is right, and applying the concept of sustainable development and avoiding collusion, abuse, connection, and commission. Again, still happen in some companies when they, especially the procurement people, when they do the business, when they appoint supplier, sometimes they got kickback. It's not showing a good business ethic, because when you receive feedback, when you receive kickback or commission from supplier, from the vendor, it's show that yeah, it means that you do collusion, because you cannot post yourself in a good position by receiving kickback, by receiving commission. Then you are not fair in pointing the vendor, or the supplier. So we have to um, to avoid collusion, abuse, connection, and commission. Maintain identity and not be easily swayed by rapid development of information and technology. Fostering mutual trust between strong business groups and lower business groups, and consequence and consistent with the rules of the game that have been mutually agreed upon. And also developing awareness and a sense of relationship of what has been agreed upon. There needs to be some business ethic as outlined in a positive law in the form of rules and regulation. So many things we have to consider in business ethic, such as how we put our self-control, how we develop the social responsibility, how we create healthy competition among workers, among vendor, and how we avoid collusion, abuse, connection, and commission, and how we applying the concept of sustainability development, and we use the technology, and we foster mutual trust, etc. Okay, for this slide, we will talk about key elements of professional ethics. As mentioned in the earlier slides, professional ethic, the key element is integrity, confidentiality, competence, objective, professional responsibility, respect, conflict of interest, avoid, disclose, and avoiding situation where personal interests may compromise professional judgment or lead to bias. So we don't put ourselves in conflict of interest. Responsible use of resources, use resources efficiently and responsibly to minimize waste and promote sustainability. Adherence to laws and regulation. So we comply, we adhere to laws and regulation, and continuous improvement. This is key element of professional ethic that will lead to a good business way after we implement all the business ethic. For the essential reason adhering to professional ethic, what we have after we put the professional ethic in their way. The first one is we'll have the client trust and confidence. Following ethical guideline builds trust between professional and their client. Clients are more likely to rely on and feel comfortable with professional, prioritizing their well-being and acting in their best interest. And we put ourselves. We do the professional ethic in our business, in our daily activities. For the company, the essential reason is one of the essential reason is to get the client trust and confidence. Also to get the public confidence. When professional uphold ethical standard, it enhances the entire professional reputation. The public is more likely to have confidence in the services provided by profession known for their integrity and ethical conduct. Safeguarding against misconduct, professional ethics create a framework that helps prevent misconduct and abuse of power within a profession. This ensures that professionals are accountable for their action, leading to a safer working environment for all stakeholders. And when we are in a conflict situation, how we do the conflict resolution? Ethical guidelines offer a structured approach to resolving conflicts of interest and other ethical dilemma. This fosters fair and equitable decision making and helps professionals navigate complex situations with integrity. Different from the previous session, I talk about she talked about most the data is in figure, but when we talk about professional ethics, when we talk about ethics, mostly in word. Okay, long-term success. A profession with a solid commitment to ethics is likely to have sustainable success. Ethical practices often lead to better client responsibilities, better client relationship, repeat business, and positive referrals. This is how we get our long-term success. This is the essential reason to show the professional, to conduct the professional ethic to get long-term success. And also to have regulatory compliance by following all the rules, by following all the regulation. We by doing that, we we put we put our company in a good business way, because if we don't comply with all the regulation, from in turn probably we can get lost for the company, or even we will put the company into the problem. Continuous improvement, professional unity, respect for stakeholders, and protection from legal consequences. From the regulatory compliance, it will protect our company, protect ourselves from legal consequences. Professional ethics serve as foundation for maintaining the integrity and reputation of a profession. So this this professional ethic, this is serve as foundation to maintain the integrity and reputation of the profession. By upholding these ethical standards, professional ensures the well-being of their client, foster public trust, and contribute to overall success and sustainability of their field of practices. Professional ethics play a critical role in accounting, as account are entrusted with significant financial responsibilities. Adhering to ethical principles ensures that accountants maintain the highest standard of integrity, objectivity, and professionalism in their work. Okay. Now for the violation of professional ethics. In professional ethics, the violation can lead to disciplinary actions, sanction, and in several cases, the revocation of professional certification or licenses. Say like when you the public company do some audit to another company or to institution. If they don't follow all the standard for the audit, standard as described in form of law and regulation, they will can they can find they can get the sanction because they don't follow all the standard mentioned in standard set by the government or by the profession organization. And even if for the auditor, for the public accounting firm, their certification can be revoked, can be withdrawn because they do the violation of professional ethics. Therefore, accountants are expected to be well versed in the ethical principles outlined in this conduct and incorporate them into their everyday decision making and conduct. Accountants are expected to deeply understand the ethical principles outlined in the codes of ethics and incorporate these principles into their daily decision making and conduct. Again, in this screen, you can see the example of behavior that reflects good professional ethics. Again and again, honesty and integrity is very important. Trust from the other side is also very important. Responsibilities is also important. This is good professional. This is a behavior that reflects the good professional ethic. Respect, openness, professionalism, MOOC, fairness, consistency, professional growth, customer service, and sustainability. I want to to tell some story about about the teamwork and about the teamwork. When we got opportunity, when I was still in the company a few years ago, we got opportunity to learn in Asian Institute of Management in the Philippines. Some of senior staff and managers selected and got scholarship from the company to learn in the business school in Manila. Before leaving, the directors that collect all of us, and he gives his point about if we finish our study with what do you call it, index with your score above 3.5 in scale of 4, we'll get 1 month bonus. Why don't the director give bonus for the highest score? Because he want us to be as a teamwork. So we have to support. There were 25 of us in the of the senior staff going to study to Manila, and if we got our study score above 3.5, we'll receive 1 month. The bonus calculated from our basic salary, we'll get 1 month basic salary as a reward if we got that score from our study. What we do, then we start to study very hard. We support our friend who is not in a good way or in a good mood to study. By doing that, we keep our teamwork in a good way. Then our aim is to get the 1 month bonus. Besides to get our knowledge from the university and also to get our degree. See, there you can give some incentive to your staff to to reach your target, and at the end, by giving that by giving that reward, you can have a good feedback from yourself. Teamwork, fairness, consistency, professional growth, customer service, sustainability. This is example of behavior um, that reflects good relationship ethics in in daily practices. And yes,
Can we play the video now, sir?
okay, okay,
right. Thank you, sir.
can take a rest while watching the video.
All right.
Say what? Dear robot ethicist, Mr. Anderson pays me $6 an hour to mow his lawn. It usually takes me 2 hours, but last week I got it done 30 minutes faster. He already paid me in advance. Is it ethical for me to keep the money? From Amber. You're the paper's new ethics columnist? Okay, let's see your response. Dear Amber, ethical schmethical, just live in the moment. Best, Moby. Do you even know what ethics is? Alright, how should I begin? If you've ever watched a nature video, you may have noticed that animals behave a little selfishly. They act on their urges without much regard for other creatures. People are a little different. We care about how our actions will affect others. But we are part of the animal kingdom, so we still struggle with selfish urges. We want stuff for ourselves, whether it's food and money, or more complex things like love and popularity. Can you imagine what would happen if everyone acted on these desires? Yep, total breakdown in society. Fortunately, we've evolved a sense of morality, or right and wrong. This sense guides us to believe in certain values. Lying is wrong, kindness is good, that sort of thing. Values, in turn, help us make ethical decisions, choices that we feel good about. So you can think of ethics as a set of guidelines for behaving morally. Well, let's take this first letter of yours. If you take $12 for mowing the lawn in 90 minutes, your wage will be $8 an hour. That's deceptive, because you agreed to work for $6 an hour, and lying is morally wrong. Why? Well, our inner moral sense tells us it is. That's why so many ethical systems forbid it. Most religions and philosophies frown on dishonesty. And our legal codes prohibit certain kinds of lying, too. It's a crime to make false statements to the police or in a court of law. And if you're in business, it's illegal to make false claims to the public. It might help Amber to imagine herself in Mr. Anderson's place. No one likes being lied to. Mr. Anderson might not trust her to mow his lawn again if he finds out. Amber should admit that it only took 90 minutes to mow the lawn and offer to give $3 back. She might lose a couple bucks, but her reputation is more important than money. Anyway, that was an easy one. What else have you got? Dear Robot Ethicist, yesterday I caught my friend Steve cheating off my test. He's never done it before, and he begged me to keep it secret. If his parents find out, he'll be grounded for weeks. What should I do? From Anthony. This one's a bit trickier. We know that cheating is wrong, and every school has rules against it. On the other hand, friendship carries its own ethical obligations. Friends should be loyal and try to help each other out. By telling your teacher, you'd be betraying Steve. Yep, it looks like we've got an ethical dilemma, a situation with no clear-cut right answer. It may seem silly, but making a list of arguments for each action can be super helpful. The school code prohibits cheating, and you could get in trouble if your teacher finds out. But your friend will fail the test and get grounded if you say something. Still, friendship cuts both ways. It wasn't fair for Steve to put you in this position. There are definitely more reasons to speak up than stay quiet. Unfortunately, there is no formula for acting ethically. You have to judge by the individual situation. Ask yourself, what solution is fairest to all the people involved? Maybe you and Steve could go to your teacher together and tell her about the situation. Steve could ask for a makeup test or promise to do extra credit to keep his grades up. That way, he won't get away with cheating, and you won't betray his trust. Nope, I was happy to help, but it wouldn't be ethical for me to answer all your letters. You're going to have to rely on your own moral compass for the rest of these. This explains so many things.
Okay, how do you find the video? Okay, now for the next is example of inappropriate professional ethics. A breach of confidentiality. This is a kind of inappropriate professional ethic. Someone breached the confidentiality. In previous slide, we already discussed that confidentiality is very important. So disclosing confidential information or sensitive data of clients or companies to third parties without proper permission, as sharing customer information with competitors or the public without concern. In few months ago, we can heard that there is in Indonesia data of personal ID of Indonesian citizen, more than 100 million sold in a marketplace. The data is very confidential, but still some people try to breach to take benefit from that and breach the confidentiality. Of course, it's not good. And conflict of interest. Using position or access information for personal gain or other personal interest that conflict with the company's or client interest. Plagiarism or intellectual theft, also kind of inappropriate professional ethic. And in company practice, sometimes certain boss asking his or her staff to doing some project, but at the end the boss claimed that the project is thinking the project is all is his product without with, without thinking that the staff already do days by days to produce sorry. And another inappropriate professional ethic is discrimination, harassment, engaging in verbal, physical, or non-verbal behavior that intimidates, threatens, or demeans another person in a work or professional environment. Information manipulation, neglect of safety and health. As we know, certain brand of a car used as taxi, but the price of the taxi when they buy the taxi from the automotive distributor, no, from the automotive factory, the price is very different with the price when you buy it for your personal use. Why? Because they sacrifice some of the features in the car. They didn't use the airbag, and they changed the if they just change the instrument in the for display, probably that's okay. But when they sacrifice the airbag is also for the safety of the driver and safety for the passengers. It means that you neglect of safety and health. Violating safety rules or standard to protect an employee or customer. So the airbag, for example, is prepared to protect the driver and passenger from from injury if certain accident happen. But by reducing the component to reduce the price, I think it's not a good way in managing your business. Okay, and another thing is irresponsible at work, abuse of power, and violation of professional ethic related to specific field. It's for example, in the financial industry, insider trading or manipulation of the stock market. This is a kind of inappropriate professional ethic happen in business practices. Okay, now what is code of ethic anyway? We already talked many things about ethic. Now, what is code of ethic? Professional code of ethic is the guideline for behaving and behavior in action when carrying out tasks. So there is a certain rules, a certain guideline for behaving and behavior in action when carrying out tasks. In carrying out the duties, the professional code of ethics has a role as a means to assist executors as professional, not to undermine professional ethics while carrying out their duties. What is the purpose of professional code of ethics? The purpose is to uphold the dignity of the profession, to increase the dedication of members of the profession, to improve the quality of the profession, increasing service above personal gain, having strong and close intertwined professional organization. So the purpose of professional ethics, why they prepare the code of ethics, is to uphold the dignity, how the professional keep their dignity very high, and to increase the dedication of members, to improve the quality, increasing service. This is the purpose of the professional code of ethics. And the function of the professional code of ethics is, the first one is to provide guideline for every member, and also to provide knowledge to the public. The first function is as a guideline for every member, and also for the public, they know what is the profession and how they act for their activities, and to prevent interference from parties outside the organization. It have impact for the members. It also as information for the public, and as a control to other parties outside the organization. And what is the sanction for violating the professional code of ethics? The sanction, of course, the first one is moral sanction. And for the bigger case, sanction removed from the organization. Case of violation of the code of ethics will be followed up and assessed by previously formed commission. The purpose of the sanction is to prevent unethical behavior from occurring. Now, this is the case study of the ethic. This case study is happened quite a long time ago, but I just used this sample, how people who is considered very senior still do violation to his ethic, his professional ethic. It happened back in 2015, quite a long while ago. The alleged bribery case committed by a well-known Indonesian lawyer, OCK, against Medan State Administrative Court, judge had tarnished the advocate profession. Even an OCK license to practice law can be revoked if he's proven to have committed a bribe. In previous slide, we already mentioned that if the case is serious, it can get the revocation of the license. This is sad and annoying, even because seniority doesn't change the orientation of the profession only to factory. The man is very senior advocate, but still he just try to play game to his victory. This is what in the context of money laundering crime is called professional gatekeeper who helps corruption defendant hide money. In this context, the professional has prostituted himself as a bribe case broker. If it is proven that UCK has demeaned the officium nobile, which had injured the honor of the advocate profession. In addition, it considered that OCK had conducted an unfair competition among lawyers employing bribery. So OCK bribed the 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 judge in Medan State Administrative Court in 2015. So, Mr. OCK being dragged into the bribery case of the Medan State Administrative Court that surprised many people because so far, Mr. OCK is known as a lawyer who fights for justice. It turns out that he is the same as other lawyers, likes to bribe, buy, and sell cases and distort facts. There are several impacts on the rest of Mr. OCK. Increasingly, image of the lawyer in the eyes of public is decreasing. Already mentioned that because of the inappropriate case, inappropriate ethic, it will increase the image of the profession. If only OCK has been persistent in fighting the public justice and honesty in litigation, especially with other lawyers who only fight for material things. The image of the KPK or Corruption Eradication Commission, which had dimmed due to the criminalization carried out by the National Police, had begun to increase. KPK opened this case and it also increased the image of the KPK or Corruption Eradication Commission. The uncovering of the bribery case that dragged GPN as the former governor of the regional health of North Sumatra, the evidence that have been free from extortion lawyers. So the local government not free from corruption, not free from bribery. And all those who commit acts of corruption violate their oath to God Almighty and can damage the morale of the Indonesian nation. See, this is this case showing that even a senior organization member still can slip into this is the study. The case time ago happened in Medan, and the lawyer is from Jakarta. Okay, I don't show I don't want to talk about the corruption data, but it's just talk about the ethic, how the senior member of the organization, which actually he should show uh, his good attitude to the junior member, but again, because of greedy and this because they don't about of dishonesty, he do the inappropriate professional ethic. Okay, now this is a story about again from how the things can happen in circular. The story is there was once a wealthy businessman who ran a health insurance company. One day, while getting ready for work, a sleeping stray dog suddenly came out his leg. This businessman was angry and threw rocks at the dog. Missing his target, the dog quickly ran away from the skin. So the first one, the dog bit the businessman, but because of this, his angry is carried over to the office. Still angry at what happened earlier, the businessman was in a full mood at his office. During the meeting, he placed his anger on the manager's presence, which upset them. After the meeting, the managers put the anger on the employees working under them. The change continued to the lower level of the employees until it finally reached the maintenance guy. Having no one below him to vent his anger, the man returned to his home in a bad mood. When his wife opened the door and asked him why he was late, he slapped his wife, telling him not to ask him such a foolish question the next time. Upset, the wife went to her son who was watching TV and slapped him. See the circular? She complained about his disinterest in studies and told him to turn off the television. The young man was upset with his mother, so he left the house to calm himself. While outside, he saw a stray dog passing by and looking at him. Frustrated and angry, he picked up a rock and hit the dog. Barking in pain, the dog, who was the same earlier, ran away. See, one will affect another if we don't act properly, and if you don't act ethically in your daily life. It's happened like this, circular. How the businessman beat by the dog, and then he he expressed his anger to the manager, and down and down until the maintenance guy go home, and again he expressed his anger to his wife, and his wife expressed the anger to his son, and his son went out, found a dog, throw the stone to the dog, and again the circular count. What is the moral of the story? Our actions can affect others as simple or complicated as they may seem. Refrain from aggressive behaviors when things don't go as planned. Instead, take a deep handling the situation better. Okay, now what is the difference between code of we always heard about code of ethics. We also heard about code of conduct. What is the difference? Code of ethics is a set of principles and values that guide the moral and ethical behavior of individuals within a particular profession, organization, or field. And while code of conduct is a more specific set of rules and guidelines that outline expected behavior in particular contexts. So code of conduct is more comprehensive than code of ethics. Code of ethics provides a broad framework for how individuals should approach their work, relationship, and responsibilities. For the code of conduct provides practical instruction for how individuals should interact, communicate, and behave in various situations. Code of ethics focus on overarching moral principles and ideas, whereas code of conduct more detailed and address specific behaviors that are acceptable or unacceptable within a given context. Code of ethics help professionals or members of an organization make decisions that align with their values and values of their profession or organization, while a code of conduct serves as a tool to maintain a positive and respectful environment and to prevent unethical or inappropriate behavior. Code of ethics provides overarching principles and values that shape individuals' moral compass. Code of conduct offers specific guidelines. So code of conduct in terms of guideline for behavior in various situations. You can see that this how the code of conduct there is code of conduct to yourself, code of conduct towards fellow, responsibility to customer, and responsibility to shareholder. So we have code of conduct for ourselves. What is code of conduct for ourselves? Dedicated and uphold the professionalism of work and responsible for maintaining the integrity that somebody can feel through honesty and compliance with law and ethics. This is how we put the of conduct to ourselves. Treat our co-workers fairly with respect and respect for one another. Report in a good faith in your encounter any violation of the occurrence of criminal act. For the fellow, how we use the law and human right, how we fare, how we treat fairly to our fellow, and provision of equal opportunities, don't do the harassment, and occupational safety, health, and security. This is toward fellow. And for the how we show our responsibility to customer by by making product quality and safety, by providing product quality and value, provide and guarantee a high quality product as a good value, by sales and marketing promotes its product through methods consistent with its reputation based on quality, characteristic, brand, and their value. And also responsibility how they deliver the product, and also responsible for the uh, pricing policy. In determining product price, we will always prioritize the principle of fair business competition. For the shareholder, responsibility to shareholder, accuracy of business record. We have to maintain the business record in accurate way, continue to maintain competency skills, especially those related to the accurate record. All financial document records and accounts must be carried out accurately, and preparation and storage of business record. Key aspect, I think it's already mentioned in previous slide. We'll skip this slide. And how we establish code of ethics and conduct, violation of ethical guideline, and
I'm sorry, sir. Probably somebody has scratched the screen.
discourage. Okay, always too long. Okay, I'll make it quick. In this slide, it also shows the importance of prioritizing ethics, like how to we keep the trustworthiness, maintaining the highest step, course of ethic and standard already mentioned in the previous slide, and integration of principles into account professional ethics. We show our awareness and familiarity, application in real life, ethical decision making, reporting ethical concern, professional development, and how we integrate our ethical principle into account and professional ethic. Integrating ethical principle into everyday decision making and conduct is essential for maintaining the public trust in companies. Integration ethical ethics will at the end it will get the public trust in accounting. It demonstrates the accountant commitment to integrity, professionalism, and the highest ethical standard. By doing so, accountants contribute to the credibility and reliability of financial reporting and strengthen the overall reputation of the accounting profession. This is again the ethical principle should be embedded to our working activities and daily activities. Okay, the case study 2, it's about Enron and Anderson Public Accounting Firm. We know that this Enron is one of the biggest company, and Anderson Public Accounting Firm is one of at that time big 5 accounting firm in the world. But after the problem, after the conspiration, Enron and Anderson go bankrupt. Enron is a company from the merger between Internorth and Houston Natural Gas. The two companies merged in 1985. Enron core business was in energy industry, then diversified its very broadly, even to the field that have nothing to do with the energy. But what happened to the Enron? The Enron case began to be uncovered in December 2001. It continued to roll up in 2002 with vast implications for global financial market, which were marked by the drastic decline in stock prices in various stock exchanges worldwide. From America, Europe to Asia, Enron is a company that ranked 7 out of 500 leading companies in the US at the time. But that they went bankrupt, leaving nearly 31.2 billion US dollar in debt. What happened to this? The Enron case found that moral hazard behavior occurred, including manipulation of financial report by recording a profit of 600 million US dollar, even though the company suffered a loss. So they try to manipulate the data and they report as they have profit, $600 million, but actually they are a loss. Profit manipulation is due to the company's desire to keep investors interested in shares. This embarrassing case is said to have involved people in the White House, including the Vice President of the United States. See, the case is very big. What happened? The board of directors always allows certain business activities to contain element of conflict of interest. What's happened in Enron? And enable transaction to occur based on information that can only be accessed by parties within the company. They do the insider trading, including practices unhealthy accounting and business before it revealed. And Enron, they outsource the company's intra audit. For example, the former chief audit executive of Enron formerly was originally a partner of Anderson public accounting firm. And financial director of Enron also come from Anderson. Most of Enron accounting staff also come from Anderson. In early 2001, Anderson partner evaluated the possibility of retaining or disposing of Enron as a corporate client, given the high risk associated with Enron's accounting and business practice. From the evaluation result, it was decided to keep Enron as Anderson client, even though they know the problem already occurred in Enron, but they still decide to keep Enron as Anderson's client. This is they play inappropriate business ethic. How the Enron case viewed from the perspective of the professional ethic of accountant. According to fraud theory, three main components cause people to commit fraud, manipulation, corruption, are opportunity, pressure, and rationalization. These three things can be avoided by improving moral, character, ethics, behavior, and so on, because belief that moral action will have implication by public trust. Actually, all organization should have moral action should have moral characteristic in their daily activities. Because of that, Anderson has damaged the trust of the stockholders' principle to provide fairness information regarding the agent's responsibility in carrying out the mandate of the principal. At the end, Anderson Public Accounting Firm as independent public accounting firm has been disrupted because a partner of Anderson become a member of Enron's internal audit function. Confidence in the credibility of Anderson Public Accountant. Anderson has violated the ethical principle of the professional accountant and ethical rules. In this case, there were irregularities or violation committed by the company and auditors. The large number of consulting fee received is one of the reasons why they still keep Enron as their client. Arthur Anderson Public Accounting Firm was unable to maintain and increase public trust as a public accounting firm that was included in the Big Five. Now, only in the world, only 4 accounting firm, the biggest one. like EY, KPMG, Deloitte, etc. Okay. I don't know if this video can be watched from my computer, but okay. Why understanding and being aware of professional ethics so important for accountant? Will be the guideline in decision making, avoiding unintentional ethical lapses, maintaining public trust, for crisis management, for ongoing professional development, and building a positive reputation regarding client interest. This is the point why understanding and being aware for the professional ethic is very important. And professional ethic important for accountant because professional ethic offer ethic training and education programs, reinforce the importance of ethical behavior, make ethical decisions in their daily practices, and a commitment to professional ethics. And sample ethic for accountant actually is almost the same with for your daily activities. How you have to show your integrity and honesty. How you keep the confidentiality. How the independence and objectivity, professional competence, professional behavior, compliance with accounting standard, responsible to client and employer, avoidance of conflict of interest, timeliness, accuracy, anti-money laundering. This is not discussed in the previous screen. Ethical decision making and responsibility to the public interest. Also, professional development, environmental responsibility, ethical market practice, whistleblower protection. Some company promote whistleblower protection, support and protect whistleblower to report unethically or fraudulent behavior within the accounting profession. So whistleblower is provided to keep information, to get information from any party, from inside worker, from outside worker, to get information what happened to the company, what happened to organization. So the reporter can keep their confidentiality. The name is not published. So by doing so, people can inform about what happened without hesitate to get known by other people. The need of professional ethics for professional organization, the rationale that underlies the preparation of professional ethics is the need for the profession regarding public trust in the quality of service. So to get the public trust in the quality of service and to apply high quality standard to the implementation of the work of members of the profession. And what is the difference between public accountant and an independent auditor? Public accountant are accountants who practice in public accounting firms, which provide a variety of services regulated by professional standard of public accountant, while independent auditor are public accountant who carry out audit assignment on historical financial report, which provide audit services based on auditing standard set out in the professional standard for public accounting. This is the principle of professional ethic of EIE, how the professional responsibility, the public interest, integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, professional conduct, and technical standard. And what is the difference between general standard and accounting principle? Member of public accountant firm must comply with the standard applied by Indonesian Institute. This is by IAI in Indonesia, namely professional competence, accuracy and trueness, planning and supervision, and sufficient relevant data. Accounting principle, member of public accounting firm are not permitted to express an opinion or provide confirmation that an entity's financial statement are presented following generally accepted accounting principles or state that doesn't find the need for material modification to be made to the report or data to comply with the applicable accounting principle. And this is about the responsibility to client, confidential client information. Public accounting members are not allowed to disclose confidential client information without the client's consent. For the professional fee, the fee amount can vary depending on the risk of the assignment, the complexity of the service provided, the level of expertise, the fee structure of the public accountant firm concerned, and other consideration. Contingent fee is the fee set for the performance of preparation service without any fee to be charged. And for the partners, how the responsibility for the partners, members are required to maintain the profession image by not committing word and action that can damage the reputation of college. Communication between public accountant members must communicate with the predecessor's public accountant if they are going to hold an audit engagement to replace the predecessor public accountant, or for the same financial year another public accountant is appointed with a different type, period, or and purpose. For example, for general audit, appointed public accountant from A, while to do the special investigation, appointed public accountant B. But public accountant B should communicate with the public accountant A, public accountant from A, before taking the audit engagement. And what else? What other responsibility and practice perform? Action and words that discredit members are not allowed to take action or say words that defame the profession. Advertising, promotion, and other marketing activities are permitted to seek client through advertising, conducting marketing promotion, and other marketing activities as long as they don't demean the professional image. Finally, this is the final story of this session. How somebody lost his luck because he think that he don't show his ethical behavior for the last job, the last assignment by his boss. An old-age carpenter nearing his retirement talked to his boss to tell him that he want to end his career to spend more time with his family. His boss was saddened since the older man was a good and reliable employee. This carpenter is actually he's a very good worker and have a good quality of work. Thinking that since he was about to retire, his boss requested that the carpenter do one more favor for him, build just one more house. Already losing his passion for the carpentry, the older man reluctantly accepted his boss' request and built the house half-heartedly. He used cheap materials and made a mediocre finish, the opposite of his once dedicated nature. So he built the house not like he built the house before. Before that, he was known that his house is very good. He used a very good material. But this time, because this is the last request from his boss, and actually he doesn't really want to do it anymore. He just used cheap material and make not a very good finish. When he finished the house, the boss come to look at it and handed the older man a key. The boss told the carpenter that his house was his gift. This house was his gift as a sign of gratitude for his year of services. See, at the end, because he don't show the good ethical way. He lost actually if he used his his good skill in building the house using the good material, he will have a good house. But because he just built it half-heartedly, then he astonished by his boss' generosity. The carpenter regret his action. He was shocked. If only he had known the house was for him, he would have used the best materials and built it more carefully. Now he had to live in a poorly built house, and he couldn't even complain about it because he's the one who built the house. What is the moral of the story? We sometimes tend to underperform when disheartened. Your attitude and choices on how to do it will significantly affect your result. Remember to put your best foot forward so you won't regret it. Okay, this is the final slide of this presentation today. Thank you very much. And I return back to the moderator. Thank you, Ms. Juita.
Thank you very much, Mr. Irsan, for giving such an interesting and informative lecture for all the participants. And from the lecture delivered by Mr. Irsan just now, it can be concluded that if we want to succeed either in personal life or in our professional life and every single aspect of our life, we have to act ethically. Act ethically means you do what is right, not what is easy. And if you talk about success, it's not all about money, position, and other worldly things. But success is when you feel satisfaction and happiness, as what has been explained by Mr. Irsan just now. Okay, and finally we come to the Q&A session. For those who have questions, please raise your hand by clicking raise hand button, or type the question in the chat box, and I'm going to read them for you. Is there a question from the participant? Is there any question? Probably I have a question first, Mr. Irsan.
Yes, please.
Like this. If we know that we are capable and qualified in filling a position in a corporation or in a firm or business or in institution, but there is a hesitation of being accepted because from what we've heard, if we want to get accepted, then we have no one inside the corporation. It's hard for us to get accepted, even though we are qualified. Then we have a relative inside the corporation, so we contact them. Do you think it is unethical to do so, or it's just what we call as networking?
Okay, so the point is you have relative in a business, whether you accept the is it the invitation to work or invitation for the project
Working.
for the
Yeah.
well, when you have relative and well, we already know that sometimes to find a suitable work for us is very difficult. So if there is some opportunity, I call it opportunity. If there is opportunity and you think you suit for the job, actually, why not? But during the work, I found some people get opportunity to work because he has some relative in the company. But during the work, during what he showed in his work, he also not because maybe he's not suitable for the work, not suitable for the job. Then he doesn't show he didn't show the his full capability in the work. But I think if you have the opportunity, but again, you can suit the work and you can show your very best, I think it's no problem. As long as the important thing is as long as you show your ethical professional ethic doing the job. The way you get the opportunity is a bonus. See, but if during your career time, of course, you have to show your best. You have to deliver the very best of your work, and at the end, it will show that actually you are the one who did the job. So my answer is something like that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Irsan.
Because not everybody get that opportunity.
Yeah.
See. Okay. Any other
Thank
question?
you. Thank you very much, Mr. Is there any other question from the participants? From students from USU probably, or from Malaysia still there? Yes, several students from Malaysia are still here. Is there any question from you guys?
Sorry, talking about professional ethics, actually, the material is very broad.
Yeah,
Yes.
very interesting.
You just talking about the point and no figure.
Okay, there is a question from a
Okay.
chat box.
The role of whistleblower.
Yeah.
Can I read the question?
Yeah, please.
The role of whistleblower is very essential to speak up about violence of the ethic code, such as money laundering or fraud in the entities of all companies. According to you, what is the best guarantee to protect the whistleblower in order to still get safe? Because as we know, that deciding ourselves to be whistleblower isn't easy. They can be in danger, can be discriminated, and get so many future threats. Very good question from Anida Firdausia Nasution. Well, when a certain company or institution want to build a whistleblower a whistleblower team, they have to make a very strong commitment that they have to keep the name, keep the number, and never to mention anything about the identity of the person who give the information, because some information, when you get information using whistleblower, you can sometimes people use the own number, but most people use number and then don't use the number anymore. But by providing whistleblower system, actually you got information that very difficult to get, even though sometimes the information is not correct. But once you get the information, you have to keep it. The whistleblower, the people who is responsible for the whistleblower has to be guaranteed that the information, especially the personal information of the one who give the information, should be kept confidentiality, should be kept very confidential to save the informant. By doing so, people will give you information. In my previous company, when we make the whistleblower can be uh, they can put like what do you call it, like a box. At that time you can put the information in the box, so and the box is placed in a very uh, not passed by many people, something like that. And so if he want to drop the information using paper, using written information, he can put it in the box, or also using special number, and the only one or two people receive the information using the whistleblower system. So the most important thing is to keep the information, to guarantee that the whistleblower to be protected. Like in Indonesia, in the government, they have like what they call it, Komite Perlindungan Saksi, something like that. So if you give information, they guarantee that your information is not distributed to other people. You will be safe. Your number is not displayed and anything like that. This is the most important thing if you practice the whistleblower. Is it answered your question, Anida?
Yes, sir. It's clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you are most welcome.
Okay, one more question probably. Is there any? Oh, I think it's clear enough, Mr. Irsan.
Okay, thank you very much, all the participants today. It's very nice. It's very happy to be with you. And thank you, Miss. Is it Mrs. or Mrs.?
Mrs.
Mrs. Juwita, sorry, Mrs. Juwita Agustrisna for to be the very good moderator today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Siap-siap.
Okay, finally we have come to the end of today's lecture or session, and I would like once more to thank lecturer for today, Mr. Irsan Nasution, for sparing time to deliver such an interesting lectures about ethics, and for all the participants for their active participation, and for reminding you all that we have the next session for the next 3 days, so don't miss it. I'm Juwita Agustrisna. Sincerely apologize for the mistakes probably made during this lecture. Thank you very much once again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Okay, I pass it back to Alisa SDM. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Mrs. Juwita and Mr. Muhammad Irsan for our insightful session. Now, on behalf of the hosting committee, I would like to give a certificate of appreciation to our lecturer, Mr. Muhammad Irsan Nasution, S.A.K. M.Ak. IPSAS. Thank you, Mr. Irsan, for attending and sharing a lecture on the topic of understanding awareness of professional ethics for accountants. Please accept the certificate.
Thank you, Economy. Thank you, Utsu. Thank you, Alisa, for the certificate. It's my great honor to receive this certificate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, for all the participants, please remember to fill out the attendance form shared in the chat box. Now we have reached the end of our agenda. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you've gained valuable insights and knowledge from today's lecture. We're genuinely appreciative of your active participation, and we also want to extend our sincere apologies if any mistakes occurred, whether technical glitches, content-related issues, or any other aspect that didn't meet your expectation. Before we close this meeting, we would like to take a picture together with the lecturer and moderator. Please turn on your camera. Udah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Okay, we still have a series of lectures until Friday, so don't miss tomorrow's lectures by Mrs. Arizona Mustikarini from Universitas Gadjah Mada, Indonesia, and Associate Professor Dr. Siti Zubaida binti Zaidin from University Utara, Malaysia. Once again, thank you and see you all tomorrow.